Okay, so it says you're live on YouTube.
Good evening, everybody. I guess we'll start the meeting off that the meeting approved the agenda from March 9th, 2021 as circulated. I got a carrier first.
I'll move it, Vince.
Okay, thanks, Vince. Seconder?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Val. Would the committee also approve the minutes of March 9th, 2021? Am I get a firster? Yeah. Seconder? Ian?
I'm sorry, Brandy, who, what was the motion and who seconded it?
Jeff firsted it and the second, and it was for the minutes of March 9th.
Okay.
Checking to see if Maggie's gotten back to me. Okay, I got your thumbs up.
Okay, I'm on.
Oh, nice. Hi, Maggie. Okay, so verification can be confirmed, all direction agreed. So next, so the adoption of the agenda, the adoption of the minutes, disclosure of interest. Does anybody have anything to bring to the table? Anybody? All right. So delegations, we have a lovely guest today, Mary Kate Lappin from the Merrickville Library. Welcome.
Hi, I'm back.
So welcome to our Recreation Council. We're glad to have you join us for the meeting tonight, and we'd love to hear if you have anything that you'd like to share with us this evening.
Well, I got an email from, I think it was you, possibly, or somebody on the committee, just asking if the library, saying that you're looking for programming for Rosedale Hall. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I'm not too familiar with it. I went there once and did a children's program during their play group and stuff. I would have done more visits, but the time they had it scheduled was time I had to be at the library. So we kind of had conflicts there. And they also seemed to be pretty full, like they had a pretty full agenda. So, but the library certainly would love to be part of doing some programming there. And most of our programming tends to be done in the library, but we're happy to do visits. I'm kind of really here wondering what you guys were looking for. I do a lot of the children's programming and a lot of the visits. And so, you know, that's easy, but some of our other programming is a little bit more specialized. I have volunteers who do. And so I need to, you know what you're looking for and then work that out. So, and especially since now with COVID, everything's been on hiatus for a year. So, and obviously I don't know exactly when you are looking to start this up again. So really a lot of it, I'm just gonna say up front, would have to be playing by ear. But if I know sort of what you are interested in, if it's adult programming, if it's kids programming, if it's a particular age group, then that gives me something to work with. We've done a lot of different kinds of programming here. And so potentially, sorry, I got my phone. Potentially, you know, there's a lot of range that we could do. And if I know what you're looking for, I can go out and try and arrange for some of that. We have a lot of, you know, things that I use. It'll stop any minute now. I have lots of like equipment for things and supplies for things that I can bring with me and stuff, you know, anything from tambourines to we have some like little technology gadgety things and stuff like that. But of course, some of that requires, you know, like computers and or at least Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So, but there's we've done a lot of different kinds of programming. So there's a lot of potential. The difficulty is because we have a small staff and volunteers and things in terms of getting there and still being here is a bit of a problem. So scheduling can be an issue, but we'd be happy to do things like sort of like an introductory one there. And then, you know, people could come to the library if they want to continue with it sort of thing, like maybe do one art thing or one drama thing or music thing or whatever there, and then you know, bring the people here. But I know you want programming there, so maybe we could try a bunch of different sort of introductory things that that would work, rather than sort of an ongoing program, which might be a little bit more tricky in terms of having someone to run it. Anyway, I'll stop talking, and you guys can tell me what you're looking for.
Maggie, can you go ahead?
Yeah, well, I was looking on your website. You seem to have more adult programming as opposed to Smith Falls Library, especially your adult art. I wonder if that was something that can be brought there, or like you say, an introductory class and then continued at the Merrickville Library.
I will try with that. That has been, it's actually sort of turned into an art group, right? So it's mostly the same people, but the person who was running it was doing some workshops for us, and she's doing some kids ones as well. And the difficulty we ran into with her is that she broke her ankle and was laid up just before COVID hit. So she's running it as a Zoom thing now with the art group, but we haven't been really running programs for a while. But I could talk to her. I could talk to some of the other artists in the community, and because I've got connections with those, and we can maybe bring something there to as you know, as you say, as an introductory thing. We had a thing with the Miracle Artists Guild where some of their members were doing kids art things here, and they might be willing or interested in doing, you know, a sort of a one-off for adults at Montague, and maybe we could get a couple of different ones and sort of spread it out over time or something like that, which might be fun. And we have some supplies to bring, like, you know, brushes and that kind of thing. So it's not like people have to bring their own stuff. We could supply that or send it over there. So potentially on the table, as I say, it would have to be negotiated at the like when I know what's happening, then I can talk to the people. And so, you know, I can't promise, but, you know, I feel like it'd be hopeful.
Great.
Was there anything else you were particularly interested in?
After COVID.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah. Hey, I think part of it too as well is like because we partner with both, like with you guys and the Smith Falls Library. So it's like we have the Smith Falls Library, and we want to see how we can utilize some of the things that they have, and how we can kind of bring it into Montague. But also, I mean, because we're kind of partnering with both Merrickville and Smith Falls, we want to see like how that can kind of like, if we do programming, do sort of things, is like utilizing, you guys have done so much of this. It's great to have like your skill set there to kind of give us some help with that, and an extra space to do those kind of programming if it's available, because we're bigger, like there's a big spot there for it too, which is kind of nice. But it's also just to see like how we can, I guess, utilize both the relationships with the two libraries to kind of help out, and see if we can do something together. I mean, Councillor Straight had brought up something about sort of a programming in the summertime for a couple of weeks, and trying to see, like, I mean, there's funding that we, like, obviously that, like, we're not going to say we just want to leech off the library. It's like there's funding that the Recreation Committee and the township wants to work with too as well, and see like how can we kind of get all that together to see how all those resources together might make it more effective. And I think really that's sort of the grand scheme of trying to get the libraries involved, because the libraries do so much in the community, is how can we just kind of bridge it into the middle from, you know, Merrickville to Smith Falls. So
yeah, it would be, I could talk to Smith Falls Library as well and see if maybe the two of us could get together and you know, sort of coordinate what we're doing and what we can bring to you guys, so that there's, you know, we're covering more, you know, ages and more of a time period and stuff. So that might be, and then also if both of us are sort of working on it, then we might have more of might help with the staffing end of it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly it. Yeah, if we get that, and then we're there to we have you know, some resources, and then a building and money too as well, to help sort of facilitate more of those, and we can try to reach out to be able to reach more people too as well. I think that's kind of the thought process. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, we don't want to steal thunder from that, like from anything that's being done. It's just like, how can we kind of grow that? And like, if we got offered like the paint nights is something that Maggie brings up, it's fantastic. Like those are things that maybe, like, you know, can branch off of that one, and it's kind of grow and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Because if we bring it to your area, then it brings more of your people, and they know more about what they can do at the libraries too. So it's like a win-win-win.
Yeah,
So.
that's really it. Yeah, yeah. I think I covered yeah. Ian can fill something more in there too as well. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah.
Sorry, Ian, go ahead.
Yeah. So just kind of pigtail on what Councillor Carroll is saying. I think the whole idea here is that if the Recreation Committee can help bridge the two of them together so that we can, draw on the strengths from both libraries. Not only that, like as Councillor Carroll just mentioned, you guys both have a lot of experience doing what it is that you've done. You put a lot of these programs together. And I think that will go a long way in helping the Recreation Committee and the libraries kind of, put together a plan to utilize Rosedale Hall and to involve more of our community members as well. You guys have already managed the bumps and lumps of the programs. And, from us starting out just as, I'm going to call it greenhorns more or less. It's a lot better if we have people that have years of experience bringing these things forward and helping us make sure that they're successful, because that's a big part of it, right? If you start a new program and it's kind of herky-jerky, people they lose interest in it sometimes. And so if we can, get the two libraries to work together to promote some of this programming for our community, and that would be great.
Yeah, that's really, yeah, I know how it's hard when the actual running programs can be sometimes tricky, and what works and what doesn't work and stuff. So I totally hear what you're saying, but yeah, no, we'd love to be part of it and reach out and do more with Montague and stuff. And I can talk to the Smith Falls people. I know they're just about to get a new CEO, so we'll I don't know who that's going to be yet, but anyway, I'll talk to the people there and see what I can find out, and see what they are interested in doing and what we can maybe bring together. Do you guys have any kind of timeline for this? I know after COVID, but
Yeah, it's like COVID. It's like it's the prepping of COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it'd be great to do something this summer, but is that possible? Is that going to happen, or is things going to be open? I mean, it's I mean, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can try and plan something outside maybe, but then we're so dependent on the weather, you don't know the day before if you're gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's good to maybe start thinking about it for maybe the fall instead of worrying about the summer. Just kind of figure the summer is going to be catch as catch can, and maybe sort of put our heads together more for the fall, because a lot of the things would be better if they're inside. I mean, there's some things you can do outside, but at that point you might as well just like throw balls at the kids and tell them to run around, kind of thing. Because that's pretty much what what a lot of it ends up being. So yeah, and of course I don't know about the adults, but anyway, I'll follow up with Smith Falls and we'll get back to you, and maybe we'll think about if we can get anything going for the fall, the tentative fall.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us, Mary Kate. We really appreciate your time. And
well, I appreciate that you guys reached out to us. That's great.
Well, we're trying to bridge gaps and between seniors and the young, and we're just trying to get the library going, and we have high hopes, but Rome wasn't built in a day. But thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Just one last question. Is there a particular age group that you want to aim at? Like, do you want seniors? Do you want adults? Do you want kids? Do you want older kids? Do you want littler kids? Because that would be just useful to know, like where to kind of start. You guys can mull that one over.
I can't speak for everybody on the committee, but I think we've always been trying to think of all the ages, not just one specific age group. And even if we can get the seniors
in. Want to start?
Pardon me?
Okay. I was just wondering if there's any place you kind of wanted to start. And then
Jeff, do you have, I know there's lots of kids in that area. Do you guys have a specific route you want to?
I think that's a big open for discussion. I think where we're lacking right now are definitely is more senior programs for sure. And some of the really younger kids, I would almost say too as well. But I think that's really tough. I think it's like, it's almost like, what are those successful ones out there that we can really kind of get going with? But yeah, I don't know. I think we have to really discuss on, do we have an age target? Because Brandy, you're right. I mean, we kind of have it open right now. We don't really have it narrowed down, I don't think, to anybody. So I don't think I really answered the question very well, but.
No, I mean, it's if you don't have anything particular in mind, then that's fine. Then it opens it up. If you did have something particular in mind, then, you know, it'd be good to know that. But I'll talk to Smith Falls, and maybe we'll see what kind of things we think would be good for transporting to your space. And then we'll sort of see what age group that fits.
Before you go, Vince had his hand up. Oh, sorry, Meg.
Your
Hi, Mary
library
Kate.
has more
Hi, Mary.
programs for adults.
Sorry, Maggie said something, but I couldn't hear what she was saying.
I said your library seems to have more programs for adults.
Okay, sorry, Vince, go ahead, Vince.
All right, well.
Yes, Mary Kate. Yes, Mary Kate. Vince Carroll. Would it be a possibility to put something together in the fall that we could match up seniors reading stories to kids?
We can look into that. Yeah.
Because a lot for for a lot of reasons, for whatever reasons, I should say, a lot of kids don't seem to have, not all mother and fathers, but a lot of them don't have time to read to their kids, where seniors like to be around young kids and whatnot. It might be an opportunity for the seniors to be around the kids. The seniors could read a short story to a young kid. That might be a way of getting both young people and seniors to come out to the hall on a regular basis. Hypothetically, pick a given evening or afternoon and whatever. It just puts the young people and the older people together to work with each other. Thank you.
I know some places. Oh, sorry. I know some places that have done that program, so I could reach out to them to find out like the mechanics of it and stuff. So and check on that. I'm going to make a note.
That would be wonderful, Mary Kate. Thank you.
I think Bill had a question. Bill had a question.
Bill?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Brandy, and thanks to you, Mary Kate, for coming. I think what's happening tonight is really good because I sort of see us as a kind of throwing a bunch of seeds around, scattering a bunch of seeds, and sooner or later, one of those is going to start growing, and then we'll be able to go in the direction where you are asking us where we want to go. So I think it's really good. But I just comment also regarding the senior planning issue. I'm not sure where it's at right now with the recreation committee, but I thought from the beginning when we started the recreation committee, we were kind of going to try to reach out to the Montague and District Seniors Forget-Me-Not Club to see if there's going to be any collaboration there with programming. So when we start talking about senior planning and senior programming and so on for the committee, I would like to be able to hope that we get something clarified with the seniors club also, because to your point, Vince, is a great idea. I've always thought it would be a fabulous idea to have seniors. It's a win-win for kids and seniors. And I remember years ago talking to the seniors club to see if there was any chance that they could collaborate with the school, where you'd have our seniors club reading stories or whatever with the school kids up at the school, either at the school or at the club, the seniors club. But it doesn't really matter where it happens. It would be nice to also see something like this happening in Rosedale Hall. But I would hope that we look into and get it clarified what's going on with the whole issue of senior programming at the Forget-Me-Not Club.
Valerie?
Thanks.
Thank you, Bill. Valerie?
I would just like to expand on Bill's suggestion, as I have reached out to the Forget-Me-Nots, and I spoke with Ruth Beatty, who's the president, and I introduced myself, told her that we were putting this recreation meeting committee back on track, and I particularly am interested in focusing on the seniors groups. And I asked her, I also suggested that we discuss working together and seeing how we could expand on the relationship for the Rosedale Centennial Hall and the Montague Forget-Me-Nots. Whereas if they want to hold a function and they don't have the space, we have it at the Centennial Hall and vice versa. And I asked her how she felt about that. She was really, really receptive. She was very warm to the idea. I asked her if she would be interested in zooming in on these meetings. She doesn't have a computer. She said most of us don't have computers. I asked her about the recreation feasibility study. She knew nothing about it because they don't have a computer and they are not privy to the mail. And she asked me, is there a paper copy? And I said, unfortunately not, but we are pursuing it. So things have progressed a little bit. So it's like, you know, one step forward, two steps back, but at least we've got the door open to them. And she said she would like to discuss it with her group. And I asked her to feel free to call me anytime. And yeah, so we've set the ground for it, Bill. So I hope that makes you feel a bit better.
No, great. That's fabulous.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Okay.
Does anybody else have anything else? Oh, sorry, Ian.
Yeah, so yeah, hats off to Valerie for stepping out there and making that introduction. That's great, Valerie. Thank you very much. There you go. We're looking for something that we need some help with. Computers, how to run them, how to do it simply, you know, for our seniors. You know, iPads and stuff like that. Maybe there's some stuff that we can loan out. Those types of things that people can, you know, gradually get to use them and get comfortable using them and you know, get up to speed with what's going on. So.
Yep, good one. Yep.
It does open up a whole new world once you learn it.
The problem, the library has like we have several computers here. We have a couple of iPads and stuff. I don't know what Smiths Falls has. If people want, like, if anybody wants to come here, they can use things. They can get someone to help them with, if you know, find what they're looking for if they don't know what it is. We'd be willing to do things like that there, but you'd need the Wi-Fi connection, and if there's not Wi-Fi there, then it doesn't really work. So, but you know, certainly I know that our library, and I'm quite sure Smiths Falls would be happy, and I know I have people here who would be willing to run like an introductory session for people who know nothing about computers, just, you know, like to do a few things. Or if people just want to come in and it's like, I want to find the survey that Montague is doing, you know, they just tell us that, we could find it for them and walk them through it or print it out for them or whatever. So, I mean, always like let people know that if they don't have computers and stuff, we've got computers. We're here to help with that. But if there's anything we can do in terms of computer, like anything, a specific computer kind of introductory course or anything like that, not a course, but, you know, like because if you say course to people, you scare them. But, you know, anything like that, we'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, I was just going to make do a follow-up for a sec, Brandy. I know that the Smith Falls Library was definitely doing workshops specifically for seniors who didn't have the expertise in computers. My son-in-law, who lives here at our house, was the teacher, but he got busy. He was volunteering through the library to do that, but he got obviously busy with his business here. So he's not doing it now. So I'm not sure whether somebody took over from him, but certainly I think he was seeing maybe 10 or 12 seniors and it was a great success. The people loved it. So that resource might still be there in Smith Falls. I don't know.
I'll have to look into that. Maggie?
That was a topic that we wanted to bring into Rosedale, was to have computer courses, but we need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that seems to be our biggest problem.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure something out with that and work on getting maybe that approved for over there.
If you had some money for it, you can get these things that are called like hotspots. And then maybe if you got something like that and brought it to the hall, then like, I don't know how much bandwidth you've got, but maybe you could do something like that. And then, we've got a couple of iPads to throw into the mix. We could probably, scare up a few other things in there, and a tablet, and I'm sure Smith Falls could scare up some stuff. So maybe something like that would be a possibility. I don't know too much about how much the hotspots cost, but I know that like you have to pay for the bandwidth and stuff. But it is a way of bringing the wireless there without having to, make a permanent connection. So I could find out more if you're interested in pursuing that.
I'll just chime in real quick because we just so we know, because we've kind of gone down that route. The problem with Rosa Halts, like it's almost like a dead zone. And even like those hotspots, like if you do like Telus checks and like Bell and all of them, I mean, like you can't even get 3 megabits per second. Like it's like, that's why even the people that live there have a hard time with Xplornet and Storm getting anything that's quick. So that area just, lack of a better word, kind of sucks for any type of any internet that's out there. There's really nothing that's really good in that spot.
That's too bad.
It's a huge snag for the hall right now. Is it would be great if we could get an actual like a 5010 like high speed internet out there. It's just not out there. So that's our biggest snag out there.
Just for a local tower to bring in that area. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to add before we let Mary Kate go for the evening? No? Great job. Thank you so much, Mary Kate. We really appreciate your time this evening.
Well, I appreciate you guys, involving me in all of this, and we'll talk further.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so good night.
Have a wonderful
Night.
Thanks, Mary Kate.
Awesome. All right. Does anybody have anything that they would like to say before we move on to the next? All right. So businesses from the previous meeting. Presentation from Val on the CD Saturday, which I really, really, really love that little picture that you sent. I like the idea. I love it.
That picture was from Maggie, actually.
Oh, sorry, Maggie.
Yeah. And she opened it up. She did it for me. I really haven't really pursued it much, other than I bounced it off a few local people, and everybody is very much into gardening these days. And if anybody has checked out the seed packages in local shops, be it Garden Market or Independent or Giant Tiger, any one of those, you'll see a lot of them disappeared pretty quick. Walmart, I mean, I speak from experience. However, people that are gardeners would save their seeds, and the whole concept is bring your seeds, take some seeds, right? That's the whole concept. And because of COVID, more and more people are into gardening, and children are showing a great interest for this too. And why not? Because now's the time to start it. So providing it's COVID, if providing COVID lets us go forth with this, we suggested doing it on the Saturday, the Easter Saturday, and from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. The rain date would be the 17th of April. That would be April 3rd. The rain date would be the 17th of April. And we would have all the safety protocol on hand the masks, the social distancing, and yada yada. And it would be outside, and we'd do it off the picnic tables. And so I was going to approach Gemmels and bring forth the idea to them. I'm sure they would open up to that. Maybe donate some seeds, or maybe even little plants, who knows. And I was going to approach Garden Market on this at the same time and ask them if they would like to contribute to this. It's a new venture for us, so they might be happy to encourage the whole thing. So if anybody else has any ideas, pass this along to all your friends and locals, gardeners, and who knows, we may end up with a ton of seeds. I know the Merrickville Library has a seed exchange. I contributed to it, so I do know that, and it's working very well. So Maggie's flyer, I don't know, did everybody get a copy of this?
I didn't print mine off, but I saw it and I loved it.
No.
Yeah. Jeff didn't get a
Oh, I did. Yeah.
okay. It just outlines basically what we want to do. If you have seeds, put them in little envelopes, identify them, package them up, and then bring them. And then we'll have kind of a table set up with some sort of a file system. And they want to take seeds and bring seeds. So that's basically what it boils down to. So free. It's all free.
Love free.
Yeah.
And gardening. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything that they would like to add, or anything that they want to share?
I just want to add that while we're in the red zone, we're going to have to make some choices closer to the time.
Yeah.
But I think being outside is a good thing, and keeping distances, making sure everybody's got masks. As far as sanitizer, I don't know, is there any sanitizer at Rosedale? I'm not sure.
Not have been thought of yet, because nobody's been there for an entire year at this point. Well, other than workers.
We could probably get some, Maggie, from the office.
Yeah.
I'm
sure.
Yeah.
And if nobody's really touching anything,
Yeah.
I don't see a problem, but it will have to be okayed with the health department first. And we'll print off some flyers. We'll put them up at Gemmels, at Garden Mart, maybe at the office. They can put one up for us.
Oh,
and then I'll just put it on the Facebook page every second or third day.
Yeah. One more thing.
Sally?
I would like to add one more thing about getting the word out. Maggie and I talked about possibly the Montague Township on their electronic board outside, if they could advertise that. If we're gonna go with the Saturday the 3rd, and the health restrictions are okay, and it's a go, then maybe we could get the Montague Township to advertise it that Friday before or something, or the Thursday. So would we have to put in a special request to the council to do that for this little event, or?
I'm not sure. Bill, Jeff, Ian?
Send an email to Joanna, ask her to put it on.
Okay. Yep.
Who notifies or gets in touch with the health department? Will that be the staff, or is that one of us?
I have been monitoring it on a day-to-day basis, and Maggie and I have been exchanging information. So I think between us and the office and just stuff you get online from Lanark, Leeds, and Grenville, they have an excellent site. So I guess it would be a decision that, who would make that decision? I don't know. Like, any suggestions?
That'd be Miles?
Probably.
Out of emergency something? Or if we got an okay from Lanark in writing to do it that way? I don't want to get a $5,000 fine.
No, me neither.
I think the best thing to do is call up the Leeds Grenville Lanark health unit and go through them. They'll tell you.
What's the red zone? It's like organization of people outside, no more than 25 people.
25, yeah.
Most
So
of it
25 is
seems
that magic number. Like, as long as there's not 25 people like they're outside.
So the way that's
That would-
happening right now when it comes to stuff like this in the auction business, that I've seen this happen in the first wave also, is that because at one point it was outside by 100, but people were having auction sales and they were putting a rope around, and if you were inside the rope, you could only have 100 people inside the rope, and yet you could have 20 people standing outside the rope. And if you wanted to bid, then you had to get somebody from inside step out until you got stepped inside to bid. So there was a way around it, and there would be a way around this, I'm sure, too. Right now it's 25, but if you had, if you had 25 people there, you'd be having a great day anyways at one time.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you had the 26th person driving in, all you'd have to do is say, listen, can you wait for a minute till one person leaves or whatever?
Yeah.
it's a come and go thing. Like, you don't hang around.
Yeah,
Can I just point out one more interesting thing? I think it's very exciting what you guys are doing, but it's interesting for me because I'm into history, and most of you probably have driven, or if we've all driven from Merrickville to Andrewsville, but on the Wolford Merrickville side. And if you're going along that, I think it's 23, the highway is 23.
Yeah.
There is an old red barn on the left-hand side. That used to be a seed company. And I looked into it one time, and the history told me that there was a business out of there, and it'd be interesting to find out what it was called. But I think at one time it was the biggest seed company in maybe all of North America. It was like, we're talking 100 years ago or more, but it was really interesting. And good old Merrickville, 2 miles out, was one of the biggest seed companies in maybe North America, or definitely Canada. I'm not saying you have to reproduce that, but you're on the right path.
I'd never heard of Seedy Saturday, so there you go.
Well, they always had Seedy Sunday in Perth. They've had it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Tell how
So,
much of a
so Val, do you think like you can get some, like, you're thinking of getting some donations from those places, just so you can kind of like almost like a starter set kind of idea of seeds that people can kind of come in and exactly.
Yeah, that's the concept. And I have a fairly good collection of seeds that I have collected over the years. I didn't give all my seeds to Merrickville. So I'm going through all my seeds and I'm identifying them and packaging them up. So we'll have a little bit of a starter. And I'm hoping that people will contribute to this whole idea. And specifically around the area, because there are a lot of young families. And I was over there today, actually. Byron and I were taking down the Christmas lights, Maggie. We finally got the Christmas lights down. But while we were there was a couple of families using the playground. So, and I thought, wow, this is great. They could come over and teach the children how to plant, and who knows, yeah. So I'm starting it off. Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else have anything to add? No? Well, I like that discussion and I really like the idea. I think it's awesome. All right, so the next would be the update on the Canada Day flag event.
Okay, so I contacted Scott Reed. They don't do that. But he gave me a name and a number. I think it was called Heritage Canada, who give out flags. And I got an email back saying they would definitely send us flags, but the only ones they give out are the 3 by 6 inch paper ones. So I said thank you, but no thank you. But we might want to get some of those because it's free. I don't know. And then I contacted my guy who has the flags. He gave us a discount. He gave us 10% off and no shipping charge. So it brings the total for those flags, 1,600 of the 12 by 18 polyester flags. Our total is going to be 968. And then I got this intriguing email from Vince, who has a top secret information. I don't know what it is.
Whoa. Okay, Vince, you gotta let it out. Unmute yourself. You're on mute.
Vince, unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Hold your water. Don't get excited.
Okay, there we go. Excitement.
So like Maggie. So Hillier's office got back to me, his information agent, and similar to Maggie, Heritage Canada was the one that he promoted first. The second one that he promoted was Celebrate Ontario, grantontario.ca. And he said it was kind of an aspect, if you're doing something obviously through the municipality, that to send an email to them, and they might be the ones that would be supportive of financial donation and whatnot. So I'm going to send the email on into Joanna tomorrow, and with the information, and or are one of you two going to contact me? Who's going to make the contact with this Celebrate Ontario thing? Are we doing that?
Who wants to step up for that? I know time-wise I don't have it.
No, and that's fine. But
Celebrate Ontario.
Ontario.grant. Ontario.ca.
Celebrate Ontario.grant.ca.
Yes.
I'll email them tomorrow.
You're amazing, Maggie. Absolutely amazing.
Well, if we can get money together.
Anyways,
it's not very much anyway.
If that's not the correct email, Maggie, send me a message and let me know, and I saved the message on the phone, so then I'll listen to it again. But that's yeah. So those are the two aspects he gave me. So to kind of run with that, and that's about all that I did when I first spoke to Maggie when she had first contacted Scott Reed's office. She didn't get a reply at that time, but anyways, for nothing else, they gave.
Oh,
we lose him?
I'm not sure. I know he's stuck in one motion.
But I think he said that they were going to give a monetary donation, not flags, right?
He's muted again. Yeah.
He's unmuting.
There you go.
Vince, did you say they were going to give a monetary donation?
Say again?
Did you say they were going to give a monetary donation, or could they supply
No. You have to apply and see what they're going to do for us. No. He said to send them an email to tell them what we're wanting to do, and they would make contact back to say yes, they would help us, or no, they won't help us.
Okay. I'll email them tomorrow. So either way, I would like to go ahead with this group from down south and get those flags on order, because it is quite a few flags, and he wants to put them away, make sure we have them. And then if we can get some money back on them, great.
It has to be approved by council. If not, though, doesn't it? So we need to make sure that that's being sent to council to have that on their. They need to approve it too, right?
Why does it have to be approved by council if we're using our own money?
Oh, okay, as long as it's coming just out of ours. But do they not have to approve it as well, or no? Okay. Just
Ian's kind of
checking.
shaking yes.
I think so.
Okay, I wasn't sure because it's like because we don't have possession of the money, so it's technically.
I think that in your meeting minutes that you will ask for a resolution to council for approval for the spending of the money for the flags. would believe, and I could be wrong.
I think
Oh,
that's
that
right.
sounds more appropriate or more proper. So
Maybe.
I guess, can we vote on that then so that we can have something drawn up to send to them? So
We have to
everybody,
do a resolution.
I would highly suggest you do a motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion
I'm
that the
for it.
rec committee purchase 1,600 Canadian flags from WRB Sales. I think they're in Toronto, but don't quote me on the place. To purchase 1,600 flags and pay for them out of the recreation fund. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Valerie?
Maggie, can you repeat how many flags, please?
1,600.
1,600, okay.
We have 1,589 houses in Montague.
Okay.
So there's going to be an extra 11.
What?
I'm in a hot moment already. Sorry.
So, okay, sorry. So Maggie put the motion through. Did somebody second it?
I'll second it.
Okay.
And vote.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is everybody in an agreement? I want to see all the hands up if so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Vince, put your hand up.
And April Bright Sky Ray.
Vince frozen.
Frozen again. Vince, did you have your hand up?
No,
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
put a hand up. I'm on a cell phone. So I will agree with it though.
Okay, thank you. So I think that was unanimous.
So that'll come up on not our next council meeting. It'll come up on the council meeting after that. Is that too late, Maggie?
I hope not. That's the end of March or end of April.
And it'd be the second, because the way that the next meeting is gonna have our last recreation meeting on it. I think that's how it's been going. So I'm just but I'm just curious if we need to expedite it or not.
Bill?
Bill's got
Yeah.
his hand up.
Well, no, Jeff, you've got a good point, but I believe that you should be able to forward this to Joanna, and I believe that she should be able to get this on the agenda yet. The agenda hasn't come out for the next meeting yet.
But she can put it on as a discussion point. It would be outside of like the approving of the recreation.
It could be put on as other business, maybe.
Yeah.
I would let her choose how she wants to put it on, but I believe that she could get it onto the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay.
That would be
That'd be
better.
Yeah. I just want to see if that's important. Just a way to make sure it's on that meeting so we can discuss it.
Yeah, after
But we can
all
discuss
this,
it as council because I don't want to really like
Yeah.
get into that conversation now.
yeah, because April is May, June, July. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Sooner the better. Okay, so that's our direction for that one. Anybody want to add anything else to that before we move on to the next? Bill?
Yes, I think I do have to report something as you guys, I guess, wanted me to check out this other business about the flying of a flag behind an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm not going to be promising anything tonight, but I did do some fairly good lengthy follow-up on that. And what I've done is I talked to the airport, the flying club first, and the answer there was right away, we would love to be able to do something like that, but we can't. And the reason is because it takes special equipment to put behind a plane to be able to pull even something like a flag, because you've got all the Ministry of Transportation regulations. And for instance, there has to be something on the plane that can automatically disconnect if something got caught or whatever. So anyways, it was a very good discussion. From out of that though, then I said to the flying club, okay, because I was talking to them more regarding if you remember the last meeting I mentioned regarding the flying, like the flight school. That's who I wanted to talk to, was the flight school. So I thought, okay, if the flight school can't, then I said to them, I said, okay, what about the gliding school? So the gliders that we see, the big yellow planes that you see all the time in the summer, those planes do not belong. And I found out this, and so I'm following up now with them. Those planes don't belong to the flying club or the flight school. They belong to the RCA, the Royal Canadian Air Force. And it's them who, I guess, sponsors or hosts or whatever, brings the gliding program to the Montague Airport. So I'm now in the middle of my next step. In the next day or two, I'll be hearing back, I hope, some more information from the gliding school, because guess what? Those gliders have exactly what they need to be able to pull something like this. So I'm just saying, I'm not, it's probably still far from a reality, but I will continue to follow up, and I'll bring, if any more new information, I'll bring it back to your next meeting. So I'm trying, but anyways, I think your idea, Maggie, is still going to work, and it's a neat idea. It'll be something else to see every house with a flag, Canadian flag in front of it. I guess my only concern is we're going to get 1,600 flags, you say? Yeah, so I suppose you guys will have to worry about trying to get them into the hands of every household. But anyways,
No problem.
I'm
sure you will. Good man, good one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill. We appreciate that. Valerie?
I have one last comment to make. Considering that we're going to be promoting the Canadian flags and we'd like to do a flyover, how do we get a flag and a flagpole to be put up in front of the Centennial Rosedale Hall?
No, we don't have a flagpole there, do we?
No.
How can we make that happen? I mean, we could attach it to the sign. It wouldn't be flying. Or is there a way we can get a flagpole?
There was a flagpole there. Where did it go? There was a flagpole there, I'm sure.
Okay.
I think they took it down a few years ago because it was all rusted.
Oh.
So I think it'd be a good idea to follow up with the Public Works to see if they know where it is. It would have to be sandblasted, I suppose, but whatever.
There used to be a flag there, but it was on the roof. It wasn't a flagpole, it was just on the roof somehow.
So like one of those ones that you kind of screw down and it kind of goes out like that and then it just flies.
I don't know where that went.
I don't know if the guy on the Brockville Highway has stuff like that. I know he has just about everything else, but I don't know if he's got the connectors or if that can be found at Canadian Tire. I don't know.
If somebody could ask Klaus Vandermeer, he would probably know if there was something there. He would know where it was.
I'll ask.
And speaking of Klaus, I would not hope or think that there might be any conflict, but I just wanted to mention Klaus to you people because you're looking for seeds. Yeah. And he's in Montague and he's a greenhouse. He's greenhouse acres. So, you know,
Perfect.
Twist his arm a little bit.
Bill, he's on the list.
Good one.
He's on the list.
Val was mentioning that we might even ask him to just come to the seed Saturday. If people have questions, can I grow this here? He's got the expertise for that sort of stuff.
Perfect person to ask.
So we're gonna ask him if he'd come for 2 hours of the seed Saturday, if it's on, and just be the expert that afternoon.
Ian?
Yeah, just to bring everybody up to speed, an individual just texted me item from the terms of reference, point F, allows the dispensal and use in responsible manner in accordance with the terms of reference, any budgetary funds provided by council through the regular annual budget. So I don't think the way that I kind of read that is that as long as the budgetary number is approved by council, the use of anything that is responsible, I don't think we have to send it to council actually. So the purchase of the flags may not have to be council.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's what I kind of thought, because it's recreational money.
Yeah. Well, it's good to cover our butts anyway, either way.
Yeah, if we have time just to make sure to verify that with Joanna, but according to point F, in the terms of reference, it doesn't look like we need to.
Okay, great.
Right.
Thank you, Ian. And whoever that was that got back to you. Is anybody have anything else for the discussion of that? Alrighty.
You might go someplace if you can get involved with the folks there. It's new. You know what I mean?
And are you watching TV?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. So next on the list is the discussion of resolution on renaming the. I really liked Bill's idea last week of changing it to the, I believe it was the cultural and
recreation and cultural arts. That was what I mentioned, but
sorry.
I also had somebody from the community wanted to call it the Community and Recreational Council. Committee, sorry, not council.
Anybody else have any?
Cultural arts makes us sound a little bit higher.
Yeah, it does, makes us sound really, really ritzy, or I don't know, something. Anyone else?
I'm good at naming stuff.
It took us forever to name my dog, so no. Valerie?
Maggie, can you just repeat what you just said? What you suggested?
It was a suggestion from Facebook to call it the Community and Recreational Committee. I don't think they like the word arts in there, but I did.
That's two suggestions.
Do we vote on it or not yet?
What one we like best?
Okay, I guess we'll do it this way. If you like the first one, put your hand up. Of course,
cultural art. Was that cultural art?
Yeah.
Bills.
Cultural arts, yeah.
What was the first one, sorry?
Cultural arts and recreation.
That's option one. Is it what are other options?
Community and recreational committee. Sorry.
The wording that I specifically used was recreation and cultural arts. That was my suggestion. Committee, obviously.
What about more like recreational cultural events committee?
I could also maybe throw in a little compromise here. It's what would happen to try to pull in the other suggestion that you're talking about, Brandy, is what if we said something like community recreation and cultural arts committee?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
It sort of pulls both. I'm only mentioning it as a compromise. It can be one or the other. I'm easy about any of it. So
community recreation
and cultural arts committee.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
So take a vote. I'm a yay.
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 What did you say, Vince, down there?
I said, let's not make it too wordy. If you make it too wordy, people are not going to. Maybe could you even do it if you took the first letter from each word to make a? And I'll use beast. Beast basically stands for Beautiful Eastern Association Snowmobile Trails. For anyone that does any snowmobiling, they know what beast is. So is there some way that you could take the first letter of each word and, like if you went for the one that Bill commented there, recreation, so RA, and cultural, so RAC, something like that. If you just feel if you have it too wordy, people will forget what it is.
So if we call it recreational and cultural arts, we can be RCA.
There you go.
Bill's suggestion was community.
As long as you don't put a V in there, and you'll be okay.
Bill's suggestion was community recreation and cultural arts committee. So that's CRCAC.
Yeah,
Too close to track.
that was my suggestion now as a compromise. If you wanted it to simplify it, what I had said a couple of weeks ago, simply Recreation and Cultural Arts Committee.
Ian had his hand up as well, Ian.
I think having I kind of, Montague in there somewhere is kind of nice. Montague Community Recreation Committee. It's pretty simple.
That's kind of the point.
Say again, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's Montague Community Recreation Committee.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that.
That'd be the MCRC. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uneasy.
MCRC, yeah. Sorry, that was Ian. Okay.
Recreation Committee. I like that.
So, do we make a vote then, or do we give Katie and Bonnie,
Melissa?
oh, and Melissa a chance to put a vote in?
I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Ian?
Yeah, put all the suggestions in the minutes, and then whoever's.
We can all kind of muddle over it. Yeah, in the next meeting. Yeah.
Next meeting, we can make a decision.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Or that.
and I'm not wanting to do it one way or the other. I'm just because I don't get a vote anyway, so I'm fine with any of it. But the only reason originally 2 weeks ago I mentioned the cultural arts is because most people, when they think of recreation, they think of sports.
Yeah.
But you people are talking about trying to get together other programs like arts and like reading books and so on, which have not very much to do with sports, so I appreciated where you were coming from 2 weeks ago. And that's why I sort of suggested the other, because it kind of makes recreation a little bit broader than just sports.
Yeah.
Even though I love sports. So anyways, it's all good.
Thank you. So I guess we'll put all the suggestions in the minutes, and I guess we'll make a decision next week. And if they could maybe put their votes in so that we know ahead of time where they stand.
Yep.
That's,
if they can't be here next week. Go ahead.
yeah, that would be Melissa, Bonnie, and Katie.
Yeah.
You mean next month, not next week?
Oh, sorry. Yes, that
Yeah.
next one. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we can carry on to the next one. Are you ready, Val?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
So next on the list was resolution to council to fund RRA member. Maggie, can you take that one away?
Yeah, it was just basically to make sure that we had a member signed up for the RRA. but I was speaking to some people in Beckwith. The person in charge of that is the one from, I think it's called Thousand Islands or something. But right now they're not asking for a fee because the meetings are only on Zoom.
Yeah.
They're not even getting fees to the people that are already on it. So I
Yeah.
don't know that we need to do this until after it's off of Zoom, which could be months, years.
Yeah, it's hard to say. They might just keep it on this way if it's convenient for everyone.
Yeah, and she couldn't even give me an amount because she said they're not even thinking about memberships. So I'm not sure we actually have to do this yet.
Okay, that sounds good. Jeff?
Can we just join then? Is that we can do then, or?
All she said was when we see that there's a meeting coming up, just put your name in for the Zoom and go on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool, great.
Anybody, it can be everybody. I don't know if we have to have one specific person to do it.
Yeah.
I think between 2 or 3 of us, one of us can watch it.
Yeah.
So, Ian, then Valerie, sorry.
Go ahead, Val.
I was just going to comment on, I don't think it has to be one individual person, but we should try to get one person, Melissa was showing some interest. So
Yeah.
if we can maybe encourage Melissa to be that one person, and if she can't do it, then maybe she could reach out to myself or somebody else to do the backup for her. So
that's a good idea.
Which I don't mind doing. So.
I like that idea.
So she's not here, so we're gonna not nominate Melissa to be the committee member. Hey, you snooze, you lose.
Alrighty, so number 4, I guess we can move on from that one then.
Sorry,
Ian, sorry.
Just one thing, if you can add this to your list of names, I just had someone text me this. It says Montague Community Arts and Recreation Committee.
Ooh. Okay.
Montague
Community Arts and Recreation Committee.
Community Arts and so MCARC. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
That gets arts in there and it gets community in there.
Yeah, and Montague.
Montague in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love the fact that we're being watched right now and that we're getting those suggestions from our township. That's wonderful. So does anybody have anything else to add or move to the next? Okay, so new business. So to start that new business off, and as I was just saying, to thank you for participating from outside. I did talk to somebody today, possibly, maybe she might put her name in for the rec council. I'll rub her a little bit more if I can. But she also watches and watched last week. And so hopefully with people watching, they might get the idea to join us. And there's no stress. We all participate in some little way, but we'd love to have more people join. And we'd love to hear ideas as well. So on that note, Maggie, suggestions for the community and fundraising events?
Yeah, I'm going to make this real quick because it's 10 after 7. I'm just trying to think of ways that we can make some money as well as use Rosedale Hall. And one thing I came up with, possibly in August, depending again on COVID and everything else, I was wondering how you would feel about having a community yard sale. We would block off the back half of the parking lot. That would be free for people. Bring your table, bring whatever you got to sell, set it up and sell it. Then we could rent tables inside the hall. They might have to be 6 feet apart, whatever. But that way, if somebody is selling baked goods or Avon or jewelry or Tupperware, they might want to be at a table inside. We would charge for those tables. And at the same time, we could have a hot dog barbecue drink and sell hot dogs and barbecue and drinks. And that would make us a little bit of money as well as get people to the hall.
Yeah.
Then maybe September, we could do the same thing, but make it a farmer's market. Again, the same setup. Outside's free, inside cost. we'll have some kind of food and drink, snack bar, whatever. And then that would be August, September, October. We could possibly have a local craft sale. Again, charging for tables, having some kind of food. And I've also been thinking of some promotional material. I have a friend who makes these. Can you see that?
Oh, nice.
It's just a tumbler, stainless steel. She also makes water bottles.
Nice.
And we could get some of those and sell them at these events, or maybe at the township hall or something. Now, I don't know, that's not the Montague logo. I did not use the Montague logo, so nobody stole the logo. I was told I cannot use it. It's copyrighted. I did not use it. You're laughing at me.
We like it.
Also, she makes t-shirts. No logo. Now, I know that Montague at one time gave out shirts. So I think the staff maybe, or to the council members. I don't know where they got them. But I was thinking when we do get some money ahead, these might be nice to give out to volunteers, and you could put volunteer across the back. So if we're having an event like Santa Claus or their breakfast with Santa or something, they wear them and they're recognized as the people that are working there, not just anybody.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
like
just
it.
ideas for the future. I'd also like to see us make some money too.
Yeah.
Ian?
Great idea, Maggie. I really like this. I would definitely like the shirt one. I like the idea
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that branding type stuff, and everybody for the volunteers. That's a great thing. The other thing is, I like the idea of pretty much everything else you said too. The yard sale stuff, the farmers market. You guys, you guys are always, thinking about new ways to get people over to the community hall there. You're doing a great job at it, and it's going to be nice to see what we can do once COVID's all done here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think community yard sales are very popular.
If
Yeah.
this
So-
is what we're
Yeah.
doing now, Bill, you had your hand up.
Yeah,
I just to add. Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Val. Go
Oh,
ahead, Val.
I was just going to add to Maggie's list ball caps.
Oh, she does those too.
Yeah.
Oh, she also does what are those things called? You put alcohol in flasks.
Oh, I think everybody should have one of those.
Everybody should have a flask.
Absolutely.
Don't ask what's in it. Just have one.
As long as we're not driving.
No. Of course, it would be nicer if I could use the Montague logo.
Yes, we'll have to get permission if we do go that route. Bill?
Yeah, I was just going to say, just to draw everybody's attention to the fact that there's an event called the Lanark County Harvest Festival, which is basically is a farmer's market. It was involved with food and crafts. It didn't happen last year because of COVID. There's been no talk yet of it happening this year, but the date, if it was going to happen, it always has been the second Sunday in September. So just wanted to mention that. The other thing is when I say we, I mean the county, because this was a county event, but we tried to reach out as hard as we possibly could to Montague residents to come and take part in that Harvest Festival. And I believe we might have, the last time we had it, which was the year before last, I believe we only got possibly one farmer.
Oh, wow.
Montague that took part. And the time before, we might have got two. I would love to see nothing better than a farmer's market in Montague, but we need some very creative ways. And the key, if you're going to do a farmer's market, the key is to plan that early, because people who like to do farmers markets, they have to have the product. When do they start you know, maybe Maggie or maybe Valerie, you'll be overrun by people wanting to buy seeds.
Yeah.
because the people doing the farmers markets in the fall in September, they can't just all of a sudden decide, oh, they're going to go do one. And maybe they could with cookies and squares, but not with vegetables and stuff. So it's something that has to be planned a long time ahead of time.
Yeah.
Maggie?
Did they have to pay for those tables though?
Yes, we charge like something nominal, like $10 a table.
That's why
So
I was thinking the outside, if the outside is free, it's all profit for you, whether you sell eggs or pickles or whatever.
Yeah.
And the inside would be more for, maybe we could get the seniors group to make some of their pies. And I know they do a lot of frozen meals, the lasagnas and stuff. And maybe not have them there, but you could have them there to order.
Yeah.
But that's for later.
Awesome. And did anybody have anything else to add to that?
I would just like to say that that's a great idea, Bill. And you know that we have always gone every year, and it's packed. It's absolutely packed. And there's such a variety of vendors. It's really well worth going when they start it up again. Yeah. So
Let's pray that it's sooner than later.
yeah.
We started the Lanark County Harvest Festival to actually promote Lanark County. And when we originally started it, we were going to move it from one community to the next, to the next, to the next. But it was so successful the first year that we were afraid to, we were kind of afraid to move it. Even though we wanted to, we were afraid to because there's the old saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
True that.
You know how to set one of these up then.
Yeah.
Definitely have to ring you in.
Yep. I'm not sure where to start this.
So any other unfinished business or other business to bring to the table? Jeff?
I'm just going to bring this up real quick because Christy was put in a message just about people are putting on Facebook, I guess maybe on our website too as well, but suggestions about the naming committee.
Oh.
So like that could be another option too as well. If we talk about naming, like I think there might be a few suggestions going on the naming committee that that Christy might be able to send over to us.
Okay.
And maybe also we also post it if people have more ideas. I don't know if that's I know Christy's listening, but did I get all that right, Christy? Or
yeah, you did. It was just suggestions on having a social media thing based on everyone providing their suggestions to the name, so we can kind of do like a poll and have people vote.
Yeah, we like that idea. You know, that's what better way to get more engagement from the community. We're all
100%.
looking for that. So I think that that's wonderful, and it's great to hear from them. So maybe we'll leave this open and like for suggestions, and we'll have them all listed for the next meeting.
Yeah, good idea.
So Christy, you can kind of, I guess, post that, I guess, and kind of make say like we're looking for suggestions, I guess.
Yeah, I can make a post for that and have suggestions come in and get the other names from Val, and we can set up a poll.
Sounds wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, that might be kind of a neat idea, and then we can have a whole list of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could give it a prize for the winner.
Like that too.
Like it.
Love it.
Authorized.
I was thinking more along the. I was thinking more about the flask idea.
Oh yeah.
COVID going on, they might need it more. I love it.
Depending on the names they come up with, yeah. Maybe it should be monitored.
I heard my phone.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So is there any other unfinished business?
Bill, you missed it.
I got the giggles now.
I was just out looking at a fox in front of our house in the big field.
Well, you could have taken the camera with you, Bill.
Yeah.
We're
All
going
right.
to do an online poll for the name, an online survey poll.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, that's what we were discussing while you were gone, Bill. We were talking about there was a few more people adding some names down. So we're leaving it open and Chrissy's gonna try and set up a poll for us.
Good one. Good
And
way
we're
to
gonna
get
give-
everybody involved.
We'll give a prize to the winner.
Yeah, and Ian suggested doing a prize to the winner.
Ian wants a flask. I'll have to get one of those made.
It's a secret.
Secret logo.
Okay. So is there any other unfinished business or any other business that anybody would like to bring to the table before we adjourn for the evening?
Oh my God, I'm getting names now.
All righty. So
Nope.
paperwork here. All righty. So I move that the Recreation Committee confirm all of the direction above as agreed at the meeting of March 23rd, 2021, and forward that direction to council for final approval. Can I get a mover? Maggie? And a seconder. Okay, Jeff.
So just a quick question.
Yep.
Does that motion then have to go to council or not, or are we waiting to find out?
And we better touch base with Joanne just to confirm.
Okay.
I would suggest anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All righty. So I move that, what time is it? 7:24, that the meeting does now adjourn at 7:24 p.m. Mover
You already got
Yeah.
that.
and a seconder. Do not put your hand up at once. We don't want to leave tonight. Thanks, Ian. All righty,
Too much
7:24.
fun.
Who moved that, Brandy?
Firster moved her was Jeff and seconder was
Okay.
Ian. And I have to say thank you so much, Val. You're doing awesome.
Thank you for saying that.
All right, guys, have a great evening and thank you. And we'll see you. Oh, the next meeting.
Oh,
23rd
yes.
as per normal.
Could be.
3rd,
April?
Yeah.
27th.
Yep.
27th. Okay. So we'll see you on the 27th of April, everyone.